Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots. Looters, shills, dust, stars, peasants, vassals. I'm a useful idiot, and today I'm going to declare the Tea Party is dead. I don't know if anybody's done that yet, but I'm officially declaring the Tea Party dead. And it was killed from within, and it was killed from without. And, of course, it was baked in the cake from the very beginning. But let me make it clear, first of all, that I had a lot of admiration for a lot of what the Tea Party stood for. And I was very struck by its grassroots nature and its leaderless nature, spontaneous nature, and had a lot of great issues about fiscal responsibility and no more bailouts and that sort of thing. Of course, it had a dark side that I didn't like. Tea Party people still tend to be warmongers and still don't necessarily grasp the connection between big government, big military, and the empire. But that said, a very admirable movement in a lot of ways. And of course, I predicted then, and it was easy to predict for anybody that knows about these political machinations, that it would get attacked, it would get ridiculed, it would get maligned, and then it would be co-opted, and then it would be co-opted and rolled into the GOP fabric and just absorbed. And then, of course, the GOP party would like to stay the same status quo party it was before, but now it has absorbed the Tea Party movement, and a little bit of that is showing up in the Republican platform now. And but the main deed was to basically neuter the Tea Party movement and to get rid of the Tea Party movement. And those are the methods available to them, and they work very well. Now we're back at the ridicule phase. A lot of people like to poke fun at Tea Party candidates and people who still use the Tea Party moniker, and of course the movement itself is considered fringe and lunatic now, and that's the way government and the media works. And they played ball for a while, and of course they had their libertarian show and Tea Party show with Judge Napolitano on Fox News, and Fox News really jumped on the bandwagon for a while. But that very fact that Fox News jumped on the bandwagon is one of the things that helped kill the Tea Party movement. And that brings me to my first story about one of the signposts that the Tea Party movement is dead, and that's the fact that the Revolution PAC, the Political Action Committee, run by Gary Franchi, who represents Restore the Republic, he raised $1.2 million ostensibly to go to the Ron Paul campaign, but he ended up spending 83% of that on the organization itself, supposedly all on administration. And to put that in perspective, in most political action committees on the Republican side during the last election cycle, they spent 16%. And we're talking a lot of money, so $86 million was spent on the administration of all the Republican PACs and super PACs during the last election. They only had 16% administration costs. But Gary Franchi, of course, is an opportunist, and is one of those people that's a bad representative of the Tea Party. So he took in $1.2 million and then spent most of it, 83%, on himself, including charging thousands for office rent, where it turned out to be a post office box, and paying himself and his friends exorbitant salaries. So anyway, and then it's no surprise that Gary Franchi also sold his soul and danced with the devil when he connected his connections with the Tea Party with Fox in their campaign. So he's out there working with the likes of O'Reilly and Hannity and the like, and that was a deal with the devil. And I chastised Gary Franchi for that, and he responded to me and got pretty personal. So I have a little personal bone to pick with him. I told him that I thought the way he was handling this campaign and working with Fox News would make Aaron Russo turn over in his grave. And Aaron Russo, of course, was the founder of Restore the Republic. Gary Franchi took it over. But Gary Franchi is no Aaron Russo. So he's helped kill the Tea Party. Then we have former House Majority Leader Dick Armey, Republican from Texas, who also became a libertarian Tea Party supporter and worked for a Tea Party PAC, Political Action Committee, called Freedom Works. And he abruptly resigned recently And in exchange for his resignation, he's going to get paid $8 million in $400,000 annual installments for consulting fees to walk away. And not only that, Dick Armey, while he worked for Freedom Works, oftentimes directed the money towards status quo Republican candidates and not even the Tea Party favorites that his organization was supposedly supporting. And so this is another example of a supposed leader, a presumed representative of the Tea Party, and this is how the status quo GOP co-opted, diluted, and now has completely maligned and done away with the Tea Party movement. And the other people that help, of course, are people like Rick Santorum and Mr. Cantor and Michelle Bachmann. These types becoming self-professed Tea Party leaders is another thing that killed it, because once again, these are religious zealots and status quo warmonger Republicans, and they only gravitated towards the Tea Party because of opportunism and a little kinship. And Sarah Palin is another example of that. She really has nothing to do with the Tea Party, certainly doesn't understand the whole big picture, and certainly doesn't have any libertarian values. Not saying the Tea Party has to be libertarian, but all these presumed figures heading and taking the Tea Party mantle has helped roll it into the GOP machine and be swallowed up. And like I say, now it's easier to go back to the point where they ridicule it, talk about fringe nuts like Rand Paul, one of the few rational men left in Washington, D.C. right now, who they can easily dismiss, even with his unchallengeable logic, and paint him as a fringe Tea Party nut. And then we have the other side, too, Marc Rubio, that type of status quo up-and-comer GOP opportunist who rode the mantle of the Tea Party movement and now shows his true colors as just another young, ambitious, power-hungry Republican GOP status quo corporate bootlicker. So anyway, that's just a quick rundown. I just wanted to be the first one to declare that the Tea Party movement is officially dead, and we can tell because the GOP now thinks of it as an inside joke. It's hardly ever in the papers anymore, other than a term of derogatory labeling, and it's all but gone. And that was part of the plan, and it succeeded. Status quo GOP managed to crush their own grassroots movement. I'm Useful Idiot. Don't you be one too.